YouTube? It's Chosen the Destroyer, and we are going to watch a Bloodborne review by Max0r. So grab your snackies, grab your bevies, let me know what you're eating, drink it down below. I will do my best as always. And let's get to watching.
The video has spoilers. Bloodborne is a love.
Hey, the video's got spoilers. It's all me girl for like a microsecond.
Crafty and horror RPG that no one understands by definition, where the player is free to attack hordes of human children at will and consume their innards. If that in-depth and engaging anti-baby gameplay appeals to you, keep listening because it gets worse. In this game, you play as John Bloodborne, a foreigner incapable of speech without the use of sign language, and stricken with Habsburg disease comes...
Just inbreeding from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Thanks, bud.
Comes to the ancient city of London, seeking treatment for the sins of his cousins. In doing so, he will begin hallucinating, talking...
I'll let the cousins thing go. I'm not gonna look at a family tree that I'm not gonna understand. People sell troll face drugs. Troll face drugs. $3.98 free delivery. Buy troll face drugs. Do troll face drugs. Hallucinate troll face. Great.
Talking dolls, spider people, and the...
I don't like the spider people.
Journeying further, John Bloodborne becomes conscripted into the service of a gay elder god and the 60-year-old man he keeps as a pet, and is given the ultimate task of killing an invisible infant in order to cure his anemia. To accomplish said Herculean task, the player must journey through dark forests, terrifying nightmares, and the meth-ridden alleyways of a...
British people be like, that's an odd looking bloke if I've ever seen one. He's got no clothes on a rather something, isn't it? What the fuck? Never let me drink and have a broom. That's pretty funny. Of course I'm British. How could you tell me? You like that wee-woo wagon? The police car?
Alleyways of a post-Brexit Britain, slaying monsters.
Post-Brexit, that's pretty good. It's just one of those games. Dark Soul game.
Exploring and tricking women into being impregnated by gods so you can consume the child. This game is an excellent realization.
Do what now? I hate this. I hate that.
Being impregnated by gods so you can consume the child. This game is an excellent realization of a Metroidvania with something new around every corner. A great action RPG which pits you against insurmountable odds and extreme challenges, and has a gripping story and lore about discovering the Eldritch truth. So if you can, play it yourself because I'm not going to hold back on the details.
And forced in Bloodborne after a successful visceral attack. What the fuck? I was gonna say the doll lady or the lady claps for you, and that's nice, but then I got flashbanged by this.
It's no secret that my reviews are entertainment first, so I don't suggest using me as genuine advice.
Oh, I don't like the spiders.
However, most people can't play this game, ever, because you have to buy a $400 magical box sold by the wizard Sony in order to...
The PS5 incantation requires more time, my lord. God.
In order to experience it, and even then you get to see it in an amazing 30 frames per second with no anti-aliasing. Port this game to PC, I beg of you. In fact, I can assume that a lot of people watching this video will basically never play the game, but keep watching because I'm hilarious and original. Do that.
Sure, yes, we'll do. That's okay.
And I can give you the full, unfiltered, uncensored, unsubstantiated, and unsportsmanlike experience that is Bloodborne.
We're going hard into the Persona music, huh? Persona. Not sauna. Sona music.
The gameplay is what makes this game great, and the easiest way to describe it is simple but complicated. On a simple level, your baby brain is responsible for only two tasks, dodging and hitting. And dodging in this game renders you...
So that's the issue I have with these games. You gotta learn how to dodge, and I just don't have that in me. I don't want to dodge. Ever. takes effort, man.
Temporarily invincible. Sounds easy, right? Wrong, because every single enemy is adjusted to keep pace with you. Basic enemies are basically able to whoop your ass into fucking non-existence. Every encounter, therefore, is tense and engaging. When you kill someone, it's because you were faster and had more meth than they did. On a complicated level,
more meth.
You have a gun, and normally bullets hurt people, but in London, bullets are a suggestion, like the Geneva Convention. And normally bullets hurt people, but in London, bullets are a suggestion, like the
Geneva Conventions, a commitment to a common humanity. 1949, adoption of the 4 Geneva Conventions, which protect wounded, sick, and shipwrecked members of armed forces, prisoners of war, and civilians. Millions of lives have been saved in hundreds of armed conflicts in the past 7 decades thanks to the 4 Geneva Conventions. The Red Cross is one of the distinctive emblems recognized by the First Geneva Convention and is formed by reversing the colors of the Swiss flag. A Swiss citizen, Henry Dunant, first came up with the idea of creating an international convention to protect victims of war. With 196 state parties, the 4 Geneva Conventions have been universally ratified. 429 is the total number of articles in the 4 Geneva Conventions. The Swiss city of Geneva shares its name with the conventions and has become a global hub of humanitarian efforts.
Geneva Convention. Here in England, it's all about the knife bins. Except when you shoot somebody mid-attack, like the Geneva Convention. Here in England, it's all about the knife bin.
Only cowards carry weapons awareness. Oh my God. If you put that anywhere in America, people would lose their motherfucking shit, man. Jesus Christ. Knife surrender bin. Get a life. Bin that knife.
Bins. Except when you shoot somebody mid-attack, you gain the mystical and arcane ability to plunge your fist through their ribcage like Mortal Kombat and rip out their heart, which is considered rude and a slight annoyance. This extends to behind them if you charge an attack, which sometimes causes you to reach up a pig's asshole and rip out the prostate like fruit by the foot.
Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that image. Appreciate you, bud.
Side note, the most optimal farming route for currency in this game is called Murgo's Pig Fisting Route. See, I changed the webpage, and in this route, you sneak up
See, I made it say that.
behind this guy and do him the dirty. Then entice these 2 swinular bastards to be mauled to death by members of Organization 13. Repeat 50 times.
Good lord. Messengers are inhabitants of the dream who revere the brave hunters, use them to send messages to other worlds. Leave notes with messages, read the notes left to messengers in other worlds, and rate notes to reach out to hunters across planes of existence. Online use only, cannot use this item offline. Don't trust these. That's what I've learned.
On a complicateder level, every single weapon in the game has 2 different modes with 2 different movesets, and transforming between them gives you special attacks, in addition to running attacks, plunging attacks, R1 attacks, attacks. On a theoretical physicist level, your character memorizes squiggly lines and fridge art created by gods for passive bonuses that work regardless of weaponry. My favorite.
So like runes. You figure out runes, I guess.
Favorites are more money, and more money they stack. Finally, on a meta-theoretical chiropractic level, every weapon is
Gonna get so much money from my runes.
So, what is the over-under of a Max0r Cruelty Squad reaction? 3.
Like, are you trying to say, am I gonna do it? I don't know. You guys, so many people have been like, don't do that one. You will die. It hasn't appeared on my list yet, so I haven't watched it yet. That's really the only thing is. I get a curated list of things to watch, and I haven't gotten that on my little curated list yet, so. As a Yuko, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate you.
customizable with different gem slots that give differing effects for your attacks. And there are different types that can literally change all of the stats of the weapon, like making a fucking spear do more damage based off of intelligence. There's
I will slay you, foul creature.
There's definitely more and a lot of strategy in how you level up your character, but I assume that
That's too big brain for me. I'm stupid. I've said this before. With my hobbies, streaming being one of them, I don't want to have to be smart or really think that hard. Like, that's my everyday life. I have to actually put in effort and think and, like, do shit. And try to make a successful, like, business run. That kind of shit. That's real life, okay? That's not what I want for, like, hobbies. Like, I just want to, like... I want to phone it in with my hobbies, okay? Like, I don't want to have to use my brain power for it, all right? And maybe it's just me. And if your hobby is you want to use your entire brain power, I'm happy for you, and I hope your hobby is very fulfilling to you. I'm just not that person. This is too much for me.
Know how to level up in a fucking video game. But with all this combat prowess, you may be wondering, Max0r, who are these crusty abominations in video game? But with all this combat prowess, you may be wondering, Max0r.
I will have sex. Sex with Max0r. Max0r, yeah? You like her? Oh, what is her name? Fischl. You like Fischl? It's before you find one of your other ladies?
Or who are these crusty abominations that you're fighting on screen? Well, to learn that much, we're going to have to delve into the lore. So buckle your britches, bitches, because this shit is wild. If I say something questionable, just accept it as fact. I can be trusted. 60 years ago, 20 rowdy college students took their education extremely seriously because they found woman Cthulhu. She was just in a portable toilet downstairs. Also, because they were bored, they beat to death a god of the sea with some bats, but that's a story for later.
I could see that being a thing. Like, you don't have to convince me that a bunch of bored college kids did something like that. I could 100% see that.
Turns out the entire world is ruled and created by a race of elder gods beyond human comprehension called the Great Ones. Figuring this out, they got Cthulhu's blood and were like, we can make a religion out of this. Because it turns
I believe in that too.
out the blood can heal people, which is really good due to all the knife crime. So everyone starts drinking it a little too much and they get the money to build 36 cathedrals, but it turns out
We would like to make a withdrawal.
36 cathedrals, but it turns out eventually the blood turns you into a werewolf. So the church hires a guy
How dare you enter the chamber of 36 cathedrals?
named German to go fight the beasts with an organization known as the Hunters, but there's too many beasts, so he gives up. Now German to go fight the beasts with an organization known as the Hunters.
You all seem mentally stable to me. This is probably fine and will work out great.
But there's too many beasts, so he gives up. Now the knife crime is increased even more, and German sort of goes insane and creates a life-size...
I'm gonna read
So
it.
he
I
gives
don't
up.
care.
Now the knife crime is increased even more, and German sort of goes...
I will install Genshin Impact. He goes insane. That was pretty cute.
and creates a life-size doll of one of his students who is an 8-foot-tall Amazon...
I said this would get weird.
who is an 8-foot-tall Amazonian. He also canonically has sex with it. The moon god, for some reason, kind of takes notice of this and is like, all right, listen, I'm building a suicide squad. I will bring your waifu to Laifu if you serve me for all time as my slave. German reason...
For all time? All time seems kind of crazy. Eternity in a single room with a dull woman?
really thinks that this is a
Sign me up!
great deal and is imprisoned in a dream. This is where you come in. See, the moon god assassinates baby gods for fun, but needs a hitman to go into the real world to do it since he's confined to the 9th dimension. So in addition to fighting all manner of giant beasts and uncovering dark secrets, the true aim of this game is to commit infanticide. There's enough bullshit here to fill tax legislation, so comment your own
I'm not reading the tax legislation.
poorly summarized Bloodborne lore below. And for the rest of us non-ship legislation, so comment your own poorly summarized Bloodborne lore below.
What did we learn today? We should never have entered Do Not Disturb him. If you do not listen, your bones will become part of his domain. Hey guys, so welcome to the bone breaking dimension. Tell me, Snake, in capitalist America, is it true that America uses cumulative binomial distribution to calculate the probability of being cheated out of superior socialist healthcare? This is a warning to those that are in search of the Golden Lake. It hungers, it longs, and it will eventually consume all there is. As a Brazilian, I can confirm that Brazil Dimension is actually what Brazil is like.
And for the rest of us non-shills, we have ample time to explain more of what makes this game great. Yes, you have been jinked. I am talking about bosses before I talk about the levels. In most video games,
The voices have returned. Please beg me. Tell us what you like. Huthalsphere.
video games, bosses cap off areas, but in Bloodborne,
You're welcome to use whatever you find, even the doll, should it please you.
Bloodborne, areas are preambles to a dick flattening, and nothing will challenge your skill in quite the same way, except for the goddamn Witches of Hemwick, who were placed into the game for disability access. You can probably tell.
What? I can make this joke since I'm disabled, right?
You can probably tell that Bloodborne is a hard game. We don't even know if a games journalist can beat it. But it's hard in a fair way that tests your skills and reaction time, except for Lawrence, but I'll get back to Lawrence later. What sets this game's bosses apart is that the challenge makes it feel like you're a really small dude jabbing a toothpick into a building-sized deer demon. So yeah, I would be impressed if he killed that. But not only that, unlike Dark Souls...
Boss fights, database, listen. Y'all just like pain and frustration.
Every single boss reacts meaningfully to how you attack them. Large beasts can have their bones cracked and their tendons wound into a slinky. Bone boys can be knocked over and have their marrow shipped. And human enemies will wince and recoil when they see your height difference. As well, every boss punishes you for cowardice and actively discourages backpedaling with their forward momentum, causing every fight to be an elaborate dance with a thrilling back and forth. Unless you're fighting Rom, who is the really hungry caterpillar if he had a legion of arachnid slaves who threw their heads underground like ostriches. We don't...
I hate this dude. I hate Rom, and I hate his little soldier dudes. I hate his little buddies. I hate everything about this one.
Talk about him. And while we're on the subject of bad bosses, this motherfucker, let me tell ostriches, we don't talk about him. And while we're on the subject of bad...
I came here to laugh at you. Bitch, your head's in a cage.
Bosses, this motherfucker, let me tell you something. The humanoid bosses in this game are paradoxically the...
I hated that.
But Mikolash is a psychological hazard that will hurt you personally. This boss literally feels like cut content because the fight centers around chasing him, and his direction depends on RNG, making him an actual speedrun killer. When you corner him, he uses one attack, and then you chase him again, where he gains the power to insta-kill you.
That seems super annoying and frustrating. But to be fair, I find every game like this super annoying and frustrating because I'm bad at them and I do not have patience and I do not want to learn how to dodge and I do not want to have to memorize move sets, okay? I get it. Some people like that. Happy for you. Not me. I don't have big brain for hobbies. I have big brain for actual career only. I have just getting by for hobbies.
Forbid you're hit by it because that's 10 minutes gone. Here's a tip. Save up 10 poison knives and steal from your family if you must. Then wait until he jumps down this hole, poison him repeatedly, and watch him spaz the fuck out until death. You will thank me. But as a result of everyone who isn't Miko shit, conquering a boss in this game is absolutely rewarding on a level that other games cannot match. It's only
like the Garfield Racer game.
Only because the odds are stacked against you in ways that don't feel bullshit most of the time. That conquering them is the main reason I play, and their fights are undoubtedly the best I've ever done in video games. But that isn't most of the time in the game. In fact, a lot of your time is spent exploring the areas, so let's get into that. Lesson 1 in area design. Where the fuck am I going? Exploration is the name of the game, except it's called...
Fair. Where the fuck am I going? Every game I play. Every game I play. It could be a fucking linear game. I will still somehow get lost and turned around.
Bloodborne. Only this time, you don't bring smallpox and kill 20 million people. We're looking at a solid 10 this time, because the main enemies in this game are British townspeople. It's how... We're looking at a solid 10 this time, because the main enemies in this game are British townspeople.
British people be like, micro-crisp.
People. It's how the developers made sure you didn't feel bad about killing them. The plague of beasts infecting London causes people's teeth to become beast-like, makes you aggressive at night, and slurs your speech. So it's up to you to stop them, as a hunter should. If you don't look up where to go next in this game...
Here's my order of bosses. Okay, just skip the... wow.
Good fucking luck. People get lost all the time. Get used to it. This game doesn't do exploration like, oh, look, there's loot in this hallway. My dopamine's gonna go crazy. That's baby shit. This is daddy's exploration, where you find a route back to a place you were in 10 hours ago. And I hope you weren't expecting a mini-map, or any map. Every single hallway is a rabbit hole of discovery, and you're...
This game is not built for Chelsors. This is not Chelsor-friendly game.
Hand isn't held. Case in point, Cathedral Ward is a level, but feels like a hub area because it connects to fucking everything. And
Nope.
Where you start the game is in the middle of a loop-de-loop involving torturous experimentation. Just look at the fucking map of this game. Everything overlaps. And yes, there is a level called Nightmare Lecture Hall, and no, it does not connect to the Altar of Despair, although you would think that. Fittingly, the lecture hall is the smallest area, and more fittingly, 90% of the combat is graduates throwing cum at you. The game
How dare you? How dare you do that to me? First of all, I'm not gonna question why you keeping it in a bucket. You do you, man. That's your business. I'm not here to kink shame. Nor am I really here to kink ask why, but how dare you throw it at me? Do not involve me in your kinks. Okay, thank you.
also has 2 completely secret areas that you would not find without the internet. I would tell you how to enter, but I don't want to do calculus. And what you get at the end? Upper Cathedral Ward is legitimately a horror area in a game loved for its combat, because it's filled with enemies who act out my greatest fears. Stealing currency permanently gives me fucking chills every time I talk about it. Castle Canehurst is proof that From Software hates us all, since the best area in the
From Software is like, how much can we torture gamers before they stop buying our game? And they've yet to find out. Like, they have yet to find that out. They're like, how much can we psychologically just fuck up some gamers, right? We don't know yet. It's ongoing, the experiment, really.
entire game requires you to go to the Field of Corn in Ohio and trek down Waldo. But it's worth it to invade the house of that parasitic queen dwelling in her demented castle, so that she may feel the wrath of the proletariat. All we have to do is kill Prince Philip, who guards the way as an eternal lich. On top of this, there are numerous NPCs and NPC quest lines spread throughout the world, all with a series of interactions with each other depending on location and time.
Jesus.
For instance, you could direct nuns, prostitutes, and Prince Philip to a church run by a lonely black sludge, then perform enough blood transfusions to send the nun into a yandere rage. Or you could direct them to the nice woman who runs the clinic down the street, who only wants to help and assist others. Then take a strange path through the forest and into her clinic to discover that she has been experimenting on all of them in order to create the Blue Man Group. And if you
Oh, that's pretty fucked up, actually.
want, you can take the umbilical cord away from her schizophrenic ass and eat it. The sky's the limit in Bloodborne questlines. And you know what my favorite questline is? The one where you descend into literal hell, complete with eternal punishment, insanity, and femboy fishing.
I mean, to be fair, in this type of world, why would you be trusting motherfucking anybody? I just want to help. That's suspicious. You know how I know that's suspicious? Look the fuck around. Like, what do you mean? Nah, man. I don't trust that shit.
The scariest of them all. I'm, of course, talking about the DLC, the only DLC for this game. And if you play through Bloodborne, you have to play through the DLC. I'm not giving you a fucking choice. So to learn why, you should play the best expansion ever made since Spore Galactic Adventures. Jungles. Come with me on this amazing journey to find the secrets of the Bloodborne, the Old Hunters. I want you to imagine hell. Now imagine hell written by H.P. Lovecraft. It will be filled with squids, immigrants, and air conditioning. This DLC has none of that except the squids. For you see, those
This only has the squids, not the other things.
college kids from the lore section of the video were built fucking different. They experimented on an entire village and possibly beat up a god of the sea so fucking bad that her consciousness in the 9th dimension died. We spent an entire game killing an infant, and these guys somehow killed the MILF god. But anyway.
The MILF god. There was like 20 of them. You're one you. There's like 20 of them. That's not fair. That's not fair numbers.
In the process of this, it cursed them and all of the hunters.
No shit. Go fuck yourself. No shit, it fucking cursed them. If I was a god and 20 students came up to me and beat me to death, I'd also curse them.
To a hell upon death, where they will hunt in a bloodthirsty rage without rest for all eternity, indistinguishable from a political subreddit. Case in point, this is Ludwig. He's the first boss of the DLC and has a reputation for
Ludwig is hard. Ludwig too hard. How to beat the Ludwig boss in Bloodborne, the Old Hunters.
For causing refunds. Not because he's bad, but because he's too good for you. The first phase is as difficult for me as realizing that Golden Corral is not actually a real corral. But like every...
It corrals people. To get food.
Restaurant except Golden Corral, the rewards at the end are delicious because real corral. But like every restaurant except Golden Corral, the rewards at the end are delicious because his second phase is even harder. Now, I'm not going to lie, this DLC has 4 bosses and 3 of the hardest bosses I have ever fought in
Apparently it has 5 bosses.
any video game ever. So your ass will be clenched the entire time. And the fact that he's the 3rd hardest is fucking concerning. Some people tell me, Max0r, your videos have gotten me through tough times because they made me laugh. But like this boss, you are the one who is truly overcoming these challenges. And I believe in your ability to beat both of them.
You believe incorrectly, friend. You should not believe in me. I don't have the patience for it. Or queen, but Woma was actually given the title of king in Polish history, so it counts queen. Also, everyone who is non-gender binary is a monarch. Shipping costs may apply.
One who is truly overcoming these challenges, and I believe in your ability to beat both of them. King, Boss Lightning Round. The DLC has many such cases of amazing bosses, including Lady Maria, who is the basis for German's extremely creepy 8-foot-tall doll fetish, but we'll get back to that. And Orphan of Cause, who was born from the literal dead body of a god. If you enjoy the sensation of being beaten to death with a sharpened placenta, this is the fight for you.
I don't, actually. I don't like anything about what you just said.
And as with everything that From Software makes, they threw in a boss that they didn't really finish and called it a day. I'm of course talking about Lawrence, which is a very mundane name for a fire monster locked in hell. Take my—
Fuck off, Lawrence, we're busy.
Cheer 230 good game.
Loli No, thank you for the 230 bits. Appreciate you.
advice. Don't fight Lawrence, you only lose a part of yourself. Since this boss fights you by dropping off his own legs and then violently vomiting and shitting lava everywhere. I've always wanted my game about dynamic dodging and elaborate fencing to be reduced to shitty area denial like it's Team Fortress 2. To wrap things up, the music of this game is pretty good, but the DLC music is fucking insane. I don't know what it is about Japanese composers being able to make better symphonies than the continent that invented them, but just take a
The continent that invented them. Something Asian parents and freaking making a career out of music. I don't know.
Japanese composers being able to make better symphonies than the continent that invented them, but
this is a joke. I do not literally believe video game composers literally surpass Mozart.
But just take a listen.
Holy shit, I'm alive right now.
Have you ever thought, as I do, that this game is just too good, that you
Thought he was gonna say like too easy or some shit, and I was like, no.
would really rather be playing a shittier version of the game, such as the engagement of the Chalice Dungeons? I of course jest. They're fine, probably, except for half of them, because Bloodborne has an optional system of infinite dungeon generation for all of those who wish to break free of the shackles of good level design. Let's talk about how, and more importantly, why.
Farming, maybe?
First of all, Bloodborne has a system of dungeons that everyone shares and dungeons that are random. For my footage, I played the shared dungeons that you can be guaranteed the pain you witness on screen is mandatory. One of the biggest strengths of Bloodborne is the ability to have interesting and challenging enemy encounters gently rubbed with the blood-stained hands of Miyazaki. But I don't think I have to explain to you how randomizing almost every encounter in the game could be imbalanced. But fortunately, most enemies you encounter in the Chalice dungeons are new to spare British people your wrath, so you instead fight SCP-96. But why are we here?
Okay.
It turns out that the entire city of London was built on a Celtic burial ground, an ancient civilization called the Sumerians who discovered the healing powers of blood and then mysteriously disappeared. Wow, I wonder what happened. This is all cool
I wonder what happened to them. Maybe they turned into like werewolves or some shit.
in theory, but the reality is that most of the time
What was that?
Wow, I wonder what happened. This is all cool in theory, but the
Gravity, just a theory.
But the reality is that most of the time you fight the same 4 enemies, and the first 3 dungeons can be replaced by Simon Says. My cat literally wouldn't notice. The
Oh, get an orange
enemies,
one.
and the first 3 dungeons can be replaced by Simon Says. My cat
Look, I love him. Look, little baby.
literally wouldn't notice. The Chalice dungeons are so forgotten that the developers use them to put joke enemies into the game. My favorite is the man who aggressively rolls at you, stark naked, wearing only his Nikes. The uniqueness also extends to the bosses, and they're actually pretty cool, like Tumerian Descendant, Watchdog, and the 3 overweight men. Do you remember that basic enemy from like 2 levels? He is the boss now. Rom, he is the boss again. The only thing stopping me from throwing myself into a wood chipper is the fact that Mikolash isn't back. And if you're going to have replays, you probably want to make sure that they're actually good. In fact, the bosses are so fucking imbalanced that the Watchdog fight is primarily comprised of instant kill attacks. I beat Sekiro backwards on a key.
Sekiro Extreme Suffering Reverse Controls heavily modded.
Backwards on a keyboard, and this shit is too fucking much. Now, normally that would be all, but the dungeons go deeper. What we have discussed so far is merely the surface, and there is a much darker syndicate lying just below. These places you must never venture, for they are the save edit dungeons, whereby through wizardry, the community are able to conjure up deep, dark chasms and share them with the
Found an interesting narrow hallway. If you love Bloodborne and love running root Chalice dungeons, the Tomb Prospectors Covenant will gladly take you in. This community gives shelter to dungeon crawlers, man, beast, and ascended celestial alike here on Reddit, Discord, and in our lively PSN community that can be found under Bloodborne: The Tomb Prospectors, where our origins lie. Got this bad boy on my first attempt, farming Watchdog. That's crazy.
The rest of the world. Of these secrets, there are only 2 that I shall reveal to you, and the first is the Cum Dungeon. Yes, you heard that correctly and clearly. The Cum Dungeon is the name of the most optimal farming route ever conceived by the fucking cricket people who do this shit, whereby the player enters the chasm of place name and watches as a high-level boss yeets itself off a cliff. Murgo's pig fisting route can give you 10,000 echoes. This gives 83,000. And if you thought that that sorcery was bad, it gets much worse. This gives 83,000. And if you
The Cum Dungeon offers the fastest XP farming in Bloodborne.
thought that that sorcery...
Like most Souls games, Bloodborne can be pretty challenging, but hardcore players know there's one place anyone can go to quickly gather the resources necessary for power leveling, a magical playground simply known as the Cum Dungeon. All players need to do is, after entering the so-called Cum Dungeon, is step out of the beginning area, wait for an off-screen enemy to succumb to an environmental hazard, teleport back to the start of the dungeon to reset the unfortunate baddie, and repeat. The super easy loop nets 83,489 blood echoes for every rotation, a sizable chunk of change that can then be put toward leveling up, improving gear, and buying items.
Was bad, it gets much worse. You can insert anything from the game files by save editing a Chalice dungeon. Anything. This includes cut and unfinished content from the game that the developers forgot to delete.
Phone, wallet, keys. Oh shoot, the moon presence physical form.
Like this doggo who attacks you with invisible lightning. Overall, the Chalice dungeons are bad. They're not actually very fun to play, and yet I love them. Everyone loves them because they allow us to further explore a long-dead game with the help of a passionate community. Now, before we sign off, I know what you're thinking. Max0r, what about the multiplayer? That I would love to talk about with all the footage I
Media offline.
have, but it's dead. If this game releases on PC, and it better, then I will the footage I have, but it's dead. If this game releases on PC, and it better, then
I'm sorry, I don't know. Sony says more PlayStation games are coming to PC starting with Days Gone.
Then I will talk about the multiplayer extensively. And finally, this game and this video would not be complete if I didn't talk about the Hunter's Dream. After all the combat, the battles, and the difficulty of this game, it's nice to have a place to recharge, purchase items, upgrade weapons, and watch as it violently burns to the ground.
You set it on fire? What do you mean?
This is where you'll find German slowly wasting away as his soul remains captive for an eternity, and
I will install Fate Go.
his doll waifu that he sold his existence to be with. She talks to you, levels you up, offers you advice, and German says you're allowed to have sex with her. When I fell down and felt defeated, she was there to pick me up. When I emoted at her randomly, she pretended to be impressed. And she was there, graciously standing in the background of this one shot that I took of myself. She is our waifu now, and the game is perfect and complete because she is in it. Now excuse me as I engage in the supplementary lore
The art is very pretty. I do like that art.
Material. Should you get the game? Yes, absolutely. I am biased. In fact, you should physically enter Sony's headquarters and
Do not actually do this. And insist that they port it to the PC.
demand that it be ported to PC.
Oh. Okay.
Right there with you. Tasers will not stop me. I would like to thank the corrupt hackers and politicians funneling money into this channel directly from the taxpayer. If you would
Beautiful patrons whom I love.
like to contribute your funds accrued through extensive federal government corruption, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. I would also like to thank the kind denizens of the Mythbusters Smut Discord who sent me
The what? They hate each other.
more.
I mean, to be fair, love a good hate fuck, I guess.
I would also like to thank the kind denizens of the Mythbusters Smut Discord.
Okay. How's your day been? Why is the Tom and Jerry movie full of pop and rap instead of orchestras that's also used as sound effects, and it has the awkward New York girl plot all over again? Every suggestion they have done in recent years, they have immediately had to go back on. Literally no one asked for this. Gaming. As with every other time they try to do something. Damn. Why do you stay losing? What the fuck? The bear wiggler. Oh my god.
Who sent me half the memes in this video. And as always, thank you for watching.
Sure. Can I just say something that I legitimately enjoy watching is the amount of content creators who are like succumbing to the VTuber rabbit hole in one way or another. I love that. Legitimately love it. Yeah.